Church of the Mother of God icon Joy of All Husaro on Bolshaya Ordynka. This church on Bolshaya Ordynka is known under two names, Preobrazhenskaya on the main throne in honor of the Savior of the Transfiguration, and the sorrowful one after the name of the icon of the Mother of God Joy of All Husaro, in honor of which one of the side altars. The second side altar was consecrated in honor of the monk Varlam of Kotinsky. The first religious building on this site was a wooden church, known back in the 16th century and standing in Ordynka. This was the name of the road to the Golden Horde in Moscow. According to another version, the Horde was the name of the place where people who had been in the Tatar-Mongol captivity and ransomed from it settled. In the 80s of the 17th century, the church in Ordynka was already stone and was named in honor of the Savior of the Transfiguration. The church was rebuilt again in the second half of the 18th century at the expense of the merchant Dolgov. His relative Vasily Bazhenev became the architect. In the same century, a side chapel was built and consecrated in honor of the icon Joy of All Husaro. After the fire in 1812, the church had to be restored, and this was done by the architect Osipov, who carefully treated the works of his predecessor Bazhenev and tried to preserve everything that could be saved. The consecration of the renovated church took place in 1836. In the 30s of the last century, the temple was closed and deprived of bells. But he was more fortunate than some other Moscow churches. During the war years, the building was given to the Tretyakov Gallery for spare funds, and therefore the interior of the building, for the most part, was preserved. In 1943, an episcopal council was held in Moscow and a new patriarch was elected, and after the end of the Great Patriotic War, several churches were opened in the Soviet capital, one of which was the Tsar Church on Bolshaya Ordynka. However, the attitude of the residents of neighboring houses to the church was not the most tolerant. For example, in 1961, at the insistence of the residents of one of them, the bells were removed from the church and placed inside the building.